Okay, guys. So welcome to our second part of our RE 4688. So now, in the second part, we will be very technical. So we will give you today the minimum standards or minimum guidelines that a laboratory should follow to be accredited by our HFSRB. So LTO, or license to operate, is given to those who could comply with the requirements. So today I'll show you the different requirements. Clinical laboratories for teaching and research is exempted from requirements. Yeah, and so teaching and research. So only those who really cater to patients class, they are required to comply with the requirements. But though you are so class in the UB clinical lab, we cater to patients. Therefore, they need a license to operate. So that's why here we have a license to operate certificate. So the rest of the laboratories in University of Baguio, just like the laboratory where I teach clinical chemistry, the different laboratory activities, they are only required to register, and they do not have license to operate certification. Class, we also have special clinical laboratories, right? So, laboratories for in vitro fertilization, yan. Special molecular biology laboratories, they are required to register and not license. So, magkaiba yung licensing at saka yung register. So, register lang, yung ipapaalam mo lang sa BHFS or class, the previous name of the previous name of HFSRB is BHFS, yan, Bureau of Health Facilities and Services. Ang bago ng pangalan is HFSRB. Sorry, nakalimutan kong baguhin. It should be headed by a trained pathologist or licensed physician. So class, we also have NRLs, or National Reference Laboratories. So National Reference Laboratories are basically, class, yung mga reference laboratories natin. If we need something to be confirmed, yan, and example pa, for surveillance of diseases, mahalaga ang mga NRLs. They should only registered with BHFS or HFSRB. So yun na yung pinaka-recent na name niya, ha. They are accredited or certified by an international accrediting or certifying body. Meron tayong mga independent NRL. So they are mga freestanding na NRL. So mga CDC, WHO, or local accrediting or certifying body recognized by DOH. So may mga NRL tayo, class, that are not governed by your government. Unlike this 5. Yan. So government ang nag-handle nitong 5 na NRLs na to. So class, what are the purpose of NRLs? So they are confirmatory laboratories. They settle disputes among the different laboratories in the Philippines. Kung kunyari, may inconsistency, sila ang nagsasettle through their confirmatory test. Class, what else, class? They perform, they are the one who are in charge of your external quality assurance program. So class, itong mga national reference laboratory na to, so they provide unknown samples to different laboratories here in the Philippines. So once you are an accredited laboratory or you are a licensed laboratory, you are required to join the External Quality Assurance Program. External Quality Assurance Program. So External Quality Assurance Program happens every year, wherein, class, your national reference laboratories provide all the laboratories in the Philippines with unknown sample. Tapos itong mga laboratory na to, itetest nila to. And they will return the results to the national reference laboratories. And based on the results of the laboratory, i-assess kung proficient ba yung mga results mo. Class, nagets niyo ba? So, National Reference Laboratory, one of its function is to perform external quality assurance program. External quality assurance program. So, this program ensures that all laboratories in the Philippines are proficient. Yan. Ibig sabihin, accurate yung mga test results natin. How do they do that, you ask? So, these national reference laboratories distributes unknown samples to the different laboratories, and these laboratories will test their samples, the unknown samples, and will return the results back to the reference laboratories. And the national reference laboratories will assess if your result is proficient. Yan. Kung maganda yung result na inilalabas mo. Yan. External Quality Assurance Program. So, yan. What else? National Surveillance. Yan. So, RITM. National Surveillance of COVID-19. So, ano ba yung mga 5 na national reference laboratories natin? We have NKTI, National Kidney and Transplant Institute. So, ang NKTI class, it's a reference lab for hematology. Yan. So, class, if you want class, leukemia has so many types. Yan. Sobrang precise ng mga leukemia, ng mga types of leukemia. And class, one way of determining the type of leukemia is bringing it to NKTI kasi kompleto yung mga test nila in identifying the type of leukemia of a patient. Next, we have SACCL or SACL. STD/AIDS Cooperative Central Laboratory, which is in San Lazaro Hospital. So if you want to confirm your results for HIV, hepatitis B, hepatitis C, syphilis, mga other sexually transmitted infection, class, you can send your sample to your San Lazaro Hospital or your SACL, which is STD/AIDS Cooperative Central Laboratory. Class, the confirmatory test for HIV is Western blot test. Western blot test. Mahal tong makina ng Western blot test. So not all laboratories here in the Philippines has a test to confirm for HIV. So to do that, class, so that we could confirm if a patient really have HIV, we send our specimen to San Lazaro Hospital. Ayan. Class, that's true. Ayan, that's true. But they're trying to reduce the turnaround time. Hindi ko alam kung in-update na nila to, class. Let me ask my friends working in public hospital if they still send their specimen to San Lazaro. So, class, bale ang nangyayari, so kunyari dito sa Baguio, nag-test tayo ng HIV using our cartridge. Tapos, positive yung lumabas. So, that's only presumptive positive. Sa screening, positive siya. Yan. So, kailangan muna natin dalhin sa San Lazaro Hospital to confirm kung talagang positive sa HIV yung pasyente natin. Yan. So, but now, the update here is they're trying to not send it to San Lazaro Hospital anymore because it takes a very long time for San Lazaro Hospital to return the results. Yan. Kasi pag masyadong matagal, class, nadi-discourage yung mga pasyente na nagpapacheck, ganyan, or baka ayaw nilang bumalik sa hospital sa sobrang tagal kasi after 3 months pa. At para mapabilis ang therapy ng mga pasyente, what they're trying to do is, I think, 3 tests. If you have 3 accredited kits at positive yung pasyente doon, confirm na positive na talaga yung pasyente. Ayan. So, I don't know kung ginagawa na nila yun ngayon. But last year, yun yung updates na narinig ko. And third is your East Avenue Medical Center. So, your East Avenue Medical Center, they are the center for confirmatory testing of your drug tests. Yan. So, here in Baguio City or in your provinces, class. So, once you get magpapatest kayo ng drug test using your urine. So, kit rin ang ginagamit, yung cartridge. So, class, once positive kayo doon, tsaka isa-send ng laboratory sa East Avenue Medical Center yung urine nyo for confirmatory testing. Class, ang confirmatory test sa drug testing natin is GCMS. Gas Chromatography Mass Spectrophotometry. Anyway, i-google nyo, GCMS. Yan. So, class, this is a confirmatory test for your drug testing. Again, class, not all laboratories here in the Philippines have that device or that machine, the GCMS. Yan. So, class, to confirm kung positive talaga sa drugs, kailangan natin isend sa East Avenue Medical Center. Yan. Sabi niya, NRLs within clinical laboratories shall be covered by a clinical laboratory license of the hospital. So, class, usually naman itong sa NKTI o hospital ito. Tapos, may clinical lab dito na separate. So, the NRLs shall be covered by the license of the clinical laboratory of the hospital. And class, we have Lung Center of the Philippines. Sila naman ang in charge ng clinical chemistry. So, sila ang nagsasend ng mga unknown specimens sa different laboratories. Yan. So, to assess the glucose determination of the whole Philippines, the BUN determination, ganyan, of the laboratories in the Philippines, class. In class, finally, we have RITM, Research Institute for Tropical Medicine. I have a lot of batchmates, class, who are working for RITM right now. They were telling me, I think they are handling about 300 PCR tests a day. Kung ako nagkakamali, 300 class PCR tests a day for your COVID. So, ang raming tinetest sa RITM class. Maganda mag-work sa RITM. Parasitology, yan, acid-fast bacilli. Usually, yung mga acid-fast bacilli, class pang TB to eh. Bacteriology, TB, culture and sensitivity, yung Mycobacterium tuberculosis natin, transfusion, transmissible infections for blood donation. So, class, these are the diseases that are transmitted in blood donation kung hindi natin sila isa-screen. We have HIV, hepatitis B, HCV, syphilis, at malaria. Tinetest natin itong 5 to sa mga blood units natin. Pakatandaan. So, HIV, HBV, HCV, syphilis, at saka malaria. Tinetest natin sa mga blood units natin yung mga yan. So, we have 5 reference laboratory. Yan. So, kunyari, we want to perform ECWAP in clinical chemistry. The NRL in charge for that is Lung Center of the Philippines. If we went to test the ECWAP ibig sabihin, External Quality Assurance Program for hematology, so NKTI is in charge of that. So, class year specific guidelines. So, kailangan ma-achieve itong mga standards na to. Number 1, human resource. There should be at least 1 pathologist. So, this pathologist is going to be the head of the lab. Dapat, they are certified by the Philippine Board of Pathologists. Dapat nag-exam ng Board of Pathology. Yan. So, ang boss natin sa laboratory are pathologists. Supervision is according to the set standards of PSP or Philippine Society of Pathologists. Or a licensed physician. Ayan. So, class, in cases, di ba, parang pag-usapan na natin to, na walang pathologist sa isang lugar, pwede yung licensed physician, pero class, dapat nag-training. Yan. Usually, ito yung mali sa inyo. Dapat may 3 months na training or accredited by the DOH. Next class, medical technology. Sabi niya, alam niyo ba, class, at least 1, ang pinaka-minimum sa AO 27 natin at saka sa RA 4688. Dapat daw at least merong isang medical technologist per shift. Yan. But class, depending on the size of the laboratory, okay? So, example, in a big laboratory, just like BGH, sa isang shift, class hindi lang isang medtech to. Ayan, sabihin natin mga 10 or 8, yan, per shift. Per shift class, ha? So, usually, there are 3 shifts kasi 24 hours, di ba? Ilan ba ang 8 hours sa isang 24 hours? 3. So, usually, there are 3 shifts per day. Yan. So, dapat, minimum, sa isang araw, sa isang malit na hospital, dapat 3 ang medical technologist. Yan. Actually, when I was working in a small laboratory, 4 kami. Abot kami na medtech. Ganyan. Para merong isang nagde-day off. Yan. Yung small lang yung lab namin dati. So, yun, class. Pero yung requirement nila, at least one medical technologist per shift. Yan. So, class usually in mga freestanding private laboratories. Yan. One lang yung medtech. Equipments, dapat ang mga equipments available and operational, gumagana. It should be calibrated regularly. So, pagkabili ng isang pipette, ng centrifuge, hindi nagtatapos doon. It should be calibrated, it should be maintained, it should be repaired. There should be a contingency plan once it will break down. Class, yung mga glassware, reagent, and supplies natin should be always available. It should have inventory control. So, class sa tindahan, di ba? Binibilang natin kung ilan pa yung natitira sa tindahan natin. Same thing with our supplies in the laboratory and stored under required conditions. So, some reagents should be in refrigerator temperature, yung iba, room temperature lang. So, class, when bali-balita, class, na itong mga, so hopefully maka-internship kayo, tapos itong mga interns na to is Christmas party, yan. And unfortunately, class, natanggal daw nila yung saksakan ng ref, and the result was na expired or nasira yung mga control reagents. Ganyan. Class, ang mahal ng mga reagents sa laboratory. So, ayun, pag nasira siya, if it's not placed in a controlled condition, class, masisira yung reagents. So, you'll be wasting so much money if you don't maintain it in a proper temperature. In class, kailangan ng policies and procedures. There should be a manual, yan, in our laboratory policies, provision procedures on how we dispose our waste, on how we collect our specimen, on how we process our specimen. Dapat lahat yan may documents. Yan. Class, here are the minimum requirements of equipments per laboratory. So, pag primary ka, dapat may centrifuge, hemocytometer. So, this is for cell counting. Microhematocrit centrifuge. Yan, it is for centrifuging your hematocrit tubes. Microscope, hemoglobinometer, yun para sa H&H natin. Differential blood cell counter. So, sa secondary, all those in primary category plus may ref ka na. Kasi i-ref mo yung mga reagents natin sa clinical chemistry. Photometer or spectrophotometer. Ito yung pang-read natin ng ng concentration ng mga, glucose, water bath, timer. And now, once you become a tertiary laboratory, you need an incubator, analytical balance, rotator, serofuge for your serological test, autoclave, pang-disinfect, or disinfect, parang ang autoclave class parang pressure cooker para mapatay ang mga bacteria, oven, and biosafety cabinet. Class ng biosafety cabinet, autoclave, incubator para sa microbiology yan. Tama? Itong hemocytometer, microhematocrit, microscope, hemoglobin differential counter, pang-perform ng hematology. Itong clinical centrifuge, pang-urinalysis. Yan, kasi ihiwalay natin yung urine eh. Anyway, mag-aaralan din natin lahat yan. Class, there should also be documentation for technical procedures. There also be a quality assurance program. Class, we should ensure the quality of our laboratory test. So, dapat may program tayo. So, we have internal quality assurance. Ano ba ang nasa mga internal quality assurance? For technical procedures, for inputs. Class, internal quality assurance. So, there should be procedures inside the laboratory that will ensure the quality or to prevent errors inside the laboratory. Yan. External quality assurance, sabi ko na nga sa inyo, administered by your NRLs, your National Reference Laboratory. Yan. Tapos pag-aaralan natin ng quality control. Yan, quality assurance. Communication records, there should be procedures for receipt and performance of routine or stat requests. So, ano yun? There should be procedures. So, kunyari, every time class na naka-receive kayo ng specimen, ayan, there should be procedures for that. Tapos yung stat, di ba stat, ibig sabihin immediately. So, kunyari, pag may stat na CBC count, yan, gaano kabilis? Ang routine, usually, 4 hours, tayo nagre-release ng result. Pag stat, within 1 hour. Pwede ganon. Reporting of results, we should also have procedures for that. So, there should be a signature. Dapat may name and signature ang pathologist sa result at saka medtech. Yan, pipirma tayo. Reporting, quality control, inventory control, work schedule and assignment class, lahat yan may procedures, may documents yan. Reporting and analysis of incidents, adverse event, and handling complaints, may procedures rin tayo dyan. So just a reminder, class, that this is, meron tayong pina-follow for the retention of laboratory records. Yan. When we say retention of laboratory records, how long do we keep our laboratory records, class? Kunyari may nagpa-test ng urinalysis, ng hematology, how long do we keep the results? Pag clinical laboratory results, so at least 1 year. So yung mga hematology test, CBC, stool, class, 1 year lang natin silang tinatago. Forensic laboratory results or medical legal results, 1 year. Class histopathology results, so yung mga result, di ba, we get specimens, biopsies, portion of organs which were removed, appendix, ganyan. Sa akin, natanggal na yung thyroid ko. So, all the results should be kept for a lifetime or perpetually for a very long time. Kasi, minsan kinakailangan yan ng mga pasyente pang mag-abroad sila or migrate, ganyan. So, keep it for a lifetime. So, what else, class? Facilities. In the work environment, there should be a required space. It should be well ventilated, lighted, clean, safe. So, class, yan, these are the guidelines set by your DOH. There should be guidelines for biosafety and biosecurity. Ano ba? Referral. So, what if there is a breakdown of your equipment? So, pwede tayong gumawa ng memorandum of agreement with other laboratories. So, example, nasira yung CBC machine ko, I will make a memorandum of agreement with other laboratories. So they will process my samples while my equipment is being maintained or repaired. And finally, class working space. So ito yung minimum, ang DOH class, nag-set sila ng minimum size for a primary, secondary, and tertiary lab. So ang primary lab at least 10 square meters, secondary lab 20 square meters, and 60 naman ang tertiary. The microbiology sections should be separated, enclosed, and well ventilated. So mga tertiary lab class, mas malayo, mas malaki sa primary laboratory. Ayan. So guys, thank you for listening. I know, sobrang rami. And I know you can do it. So I'll see you again, class. Bye-bye.